You could feel the anger tonight at a Board of Trustees meeting in Thornton Township. The board and citizens looking for accountability to their finances, while the township supervisor...
Coming in, I mean, unfortunately, we knew it was going to be a little messy, but it's just something we felt important that had to be done, that should be done. So, but like I said, you have just...
Oh my God! Let's start with the main players in this drama. In one corner, we've got Mayor Tiff Henyard, dubbed by some as America's worst mayor. Yikes. And in the other corner, we've got Carmen Carlisle, Henyard's former assistant turned whistleblower. Talk about a plot twist.
Yeah, we've been reporting for nearly 2 years on allegations of corruption surrounding Henyard in her capacity as Dolton Mayor and Thornton Township Supervisor. And now we've learned from multiple sources that federal agents are in fact interviewing witnesses as part of a possible investigation that may or may not result in charges.
Now, Carmen wasn't just any assistant, she was Tiff's right-hand woman, even rising to the position of trustee in Thornton Township. For years, these two were thick as thieves. But recently, Carmen did a complete 180 and turned against Henyard. We're talking full-on accusations of corruption and mismanagement. But wait, it gets even juicier. Carmen didn't just spill the tea, she went straight to the feds with a whole bag of dirty secrets and evidence against Henyard. It's like something straight out of a political thriller, I swear.
And we've learned the FBI has been using electronic surveillance as part of its investigation. Agents are asking questions about Henyard's alleged use of taxpayer dollars and resources, including massive spending on out-of-town trips.
Now, here's where things take a seriously dark turn. Just days after Carmen spoke out, rumors started swirling about an attempt on her life. You heard that right. Someone reportedly tried to take Carmen out. The attack was brutal, leaving her in critical condition. But hold on to your hats because it gets even crazier. There's speculation, and I want to emphasize that these are just rumors at this point, that Mayor Henyard herself might have orchestrated the hit. The streets are buzzing with talk that she hired gang members to eliminate her former confidant turned whistleblower. I mean, can you even imagine?
Who would make a one-day purchase of over $40,000 to Amazon? And the main thing is, what is it?
Let's take a step back and look at the bigger picture of what's been going down in Dolton. Tiffany Henyard has been a controversial figure since day one. She's been accused of running a corrupt administration, misusing funds, and living it up on the taxpayers' dime. The numbers don't lie, bestie. Under Henyard's watch, Dolton's budget reportedly went from a surplus of $5.61 million in 2022 to a shocking deficit of $3.65 million by May 2024. That's a financial nosedive if I've ever seen one.
Late last year without any approval from the village board. So now Robert Collins has filed a lawsuit against the village, and tonight he's talking exclusively.
And it doesn't stop there. Former Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot, yes, that Lori Lightfoot, was hired to investigate Henyard's spending. What she found is jaw-dropping. We're talking tens of thousands of dollars spent on the village credit card at places like Amazon, Target, Walgreens, and Wayfair. Get this. One day, Henyard reportedly dropped a whopping $33,000 on Amazon alone. I don't know about you, but I can't even imagine spending that much in one go. What could she possibly be buying? Now, you might be wondering why Carmen is such a threat to Tiffany Henyard. Why would Henyard allegedly go to such extreme lengths to silence her? Well, it all comes down to what Carmen knows. Remember, Carmen wasn't just any assistant. She was in the room when decisions were made. She saw the credit card statements, witnessed the questionable transactions, and probably knows where all the metaphorical bodies are buried. For years, Carmen stayed loyal. Maybe she even helped cover things up, but something changed. Maybe it was the FBI's mounting investigation, or perhaps Carmen saw the writing on the wall. Either way, she decided to flip.
No, sir.
You didn't go to Las Vegas? What is that?
No comment.
And when Carmen flipped, she didn't hold anything back. In a dramatic statement, she accused Henyard of unethical and predatory behavior. Carmen claimed that Henyard manipulated employees, vendors, and residents, using her position to enrich herself at the expense of Dolton and Thornton Township. In Carmen's words, for the past 2 years, Henyard has manipulated employees, vendors, and residents, using her position to increase her influence, all while projecting a false image of success. Talk about a bombshell. But the real kicker, Carmen didn't just make accusations, she brought receipts. Sources say she handed over documents and recordings to the feds that could prove Henyard's involvement in a range of illegal activities. We're talking embezzling public funds, using police officers as her private security detail for personal errands, and who knows what else. This isn't just some petty office drama, folks. This is serious business, and it seems like Henyard knows it. Her fear of Carmen isn't just about a tarnished reputation or losing her job. It's about survival. If Carmen's claims are validated, Henyard could be facing multiple felony charges, financial ruin, and possibly jail time. And let's be real, Henyard isn't the type to go down without a fight. According to insider whispers, she's been scrambling to discredit Carmen, painting her as a disgruntled ex-employee looking to save her own skin.
I think you should pay everybody. Is there a reason why you guys are not paying whatever that vendor is?
What was it for?
It was for shirts. That's what it's for. You just asked me.
You have an invoice?
In a public meeting, Henyard reportedly called her former assistant Lion Carlisle, accusing her of fabricating stories to make herself look like a hero. Henyard snapped, "I'm tired of everyone in here. There always has to be a show." But the more she talks, the more suspicious her actions appear. Now, let's circle back to that alleged assassination plot. It might sound like a scene from a gangster movie, but there's more to it than meets the eye. Reports suggest that just days after Carmen blew the whistle, she was attacked outside her home. Eyewitnesses claimed they saw two masked men fleeing the scene. Here's where it gets really juicy. One of the suspects is rumored to have connections to a local gang that Henyard allegedly has ties to. Could this be a coincidence, or is there something more sinister at play?
Several new developments in South Suburban Dolton today. First, the state comptroller has suspended some payments to the village because it has failed to follow the law by providing financial reports.
This isn't the first time Henyard has been linked to some shady business. Remember that snowstorm incident where Henyard showed up at Valeria Stubbs' house shoveling snow while mocking her? It was a power move straight out of a mafia playbook. Henyard even boasted in a video she posted online, "This is what it looks like when you pull up on your haters." And if that wasn't enough, there's also that bizarre incident where Henyard allegedly orchestrated a caravan of police and city workers to intimidate another critic who dared to call her out in public. Clearly, this is a woman who doesn't shy away from confrontation.
One way that the government always does it is to go and investigate people around her, and that's what they're doing here.
But it goes even deeper. Henyard's alleged involvement with criminals isn't just about intimidation and theatrics. There have been other reports of her using her position to retaliate against business owners who refuse to play by her rules. Take the case of Lawrence Gardner, a local business owner. He claims his trucking business was shuttered after he refused to make a political contribution to Henyard's campaign. Gardner even said the FBI had approached him for information about Henyard, indicating that the feds are taking these allegations seriously. In Gardner's own words, "The FBI came out and went to talk to me, and I gave them all the paperwork that I had." That's some serious tea, bestie. Now, with Carmen's life hanging by a thread, the heat is turning up on Henyard like never before. So what's next for Dolton's drama-filled saga? Is Tiffany Henyard finally on the ropes, or does she have more tricks up her sleeve? With Carmen's shocking accusations and the rumors of an attempted hit on her life, it seems the noose is tightening around Henyard's neck. And let's not forget, the feds are already deep into their investigation. They've served subpoenas, collected evidence, and are likely watching every move Henyard makes.
Tiffany Henyard and her entourage racked up more than $67,000 in travel-related charges in just 5 months.
The people of Dolton are angry, frustrated, and desperate for justice. They want answers, and more importantly, they want accountability. And it looks like they might just get it. The question on everyone's mind is simple. How did one person single-handedly bankrupt a town and plunge it into a vortex of corruption, all while living it up like a queen? To understand how Tiffany Henyard has managed to hold on to her power despite the mounting allegations against her, we need to delve into her past and present. This is a woman who seems to thrive in the murky waters of controversy, using every tool at her disposal to stay on top. Her time as mayor of Dolton has been anything but ordinary. From accusations of embezzlement and corruption to allegations of using village funds for personal expenses, Henyard's administration reads like a laundry list of misdeeds.
Laced with credit cards. As you heard me speak today in my board meeting about, I do not handle that.
Some of those charges are for you, though.
No, sir.
You didn't go to Las Vegas? What is that?
No comment.
Imagine this. a town of 20,000 people struggling to make ends meet, while their mayor racks up tens of thousands of dollars in expenses on a single trip to New York City. We're talking stays at the Marriott Marquis in Times Square and meals at high-end restaurants, all on the taxpayer's dime. And who could forget that infamous $43,000 shopping spree on Amazon in just one day? You have to wonder what exactly she was buying that cost so much. But it doesn't stop there. Henyard also managed to double her income by holding two elected positions simultaneously, mayor of Dolton and supervisor of Thornton Township. Together, these roles brought her a hefty salary of nearly $300,000, more than even the state's governor.
Lack of transparency about the bills and credit cards. Tonight, Henyard did not specifically mention Washington, but in her last comments, she did address budgets for travel.
You know we have a budget for travel. I can't stand that they just put all that out there so bad for travel. And you should for you other cities, other villages.
And it wasn't just a couple of officers, sometimes it was entire squads. This misuse of public resources didn't come cheap. The overtime costs alone soared, with some officers reportedly earning more in overtime than their base salaries. One officer earned over $114,000 in overtime, more than double his regular salary. And all this while crime rates in Dolton continued to climb and residents cried out for more police presence on the streets. It's clear that Henyard has a knack for using her position to her advantage, but it's her connections to the underworld that are truly alarming. There are whispers, unconfirmed of course, that Henyard has long-standing ties with local gangs. Remember the attack on Carmen Carlisle? Some speculate that Henyard may have used her connections to hire gang members for that hit.
They'll turn up more and more information. They'll turn up more leads. They may turn up more witnesses. They may find a cooperator. They may find an informant, all which will benefit the investigation tremendously.
But based on what we know now, if you're Tiffany Henyard, how are you feeling?
I would be nervous.
The feds are leaving no stone unturned, and their investigation is widening by the day. They're looking into everything: village contracts, credit card statements, expense reports, even Henyard's personal texts to local businesses. And with each new revelation, the picture of Henyard's corrupt empire becomes clearer. Even former Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot has been brought into the mix as a special investigator. She's been tasked with getting to the bottom of Dolton's financial woes, and her preliminary findings are damning. According to Lightfoot, not only is Dolton's general fund in the red, but there's also been a massive spike in police overtime costs and questionable expenses on the village's credit cards.
We reached out to the FBI, which said it is policy for the agency not to comment on the nature, existence, or non-existence of any investigation that may be occurring. A public relations firm responded on behalf of the mayor, saying neither Henyard or the village of Dolton have received any subpoenas or been contacted by the FBI or any other law enforcement agency.
The people of Dolton aren't just angry, they're furious. The town's financial collapse has hit everyone hard, and residents are demanding answers. Public meetings have turned into shouting matches, with citizens calling for Henyard's resignation and even her arrest. This is a disgrace. What you have done to this village, and they say that you're the worst mayor in America. I agree, shouted one resident at a recent town hall. The outrage is palpable, and it's not just coming from a vocal minority. Across social media and local news, the cry is the same: Henyard has to go. But Henyard seems undeterred. She's doubling down, portraying herself as a victim of a political witch hunt. "You guys are following a fiction made-up story," she said in a defiant public address. But this isn't just about bad press, it's about real consequences. The Illinois State Controller has already taken drastic measures by withholding funds from Dolton due to Henyard's refusal to comply with state transparency laws. The village stands to lose hundreds of thousands of dollars if Henyard doesn't change course, money that's desperately needed to keep basic services running.
I can tell you that I'm not the one on anything. That's the only thing I can tell you right now. So I'm just trying to answer to the...
So you're saying there's a foundation that's not registered, but it has nothing to do with you?
Correct. That's true.
Okay.
That's
so you're not aware of any of the work that they've done, money that they've raised, anything along those lines?
Correct.
So what's next for Tiffany Henyard? With the feds closing in, the state turning up the heat, and her former allies turning against her, it looks like she's running out of options. But if there's one thing we've learned from watching her over the past few years, it's that she's a fighter. She's not going to go down without a fight, and she's proven time and time again that she's willing to do whatever it takes to hold on to power. But they're also the ones who have the power to change things. As more and more people come forward, demanding accountability and transparency, the tide seems to be returning. The question is, will it be enough to finally bring an end to Tiffany Henyard's controversial tenure? And what about Henyard's connections to the criminal world? Are these just rumors, or is there more to the story? As the investigations continue, more details are sure to emerge, but one thing is clear: Dolton's residents are not backing down. They're demanding justice, and they're not going to stop until they get it. So, what do you think, besties? Is Tiffany Henyard really the super mayor she claims to be, or is she just another corrupt politician who's finally been caught? Tell us in comments. You are watching Hot Gossip. Goodbye.